Welcome, beautiful friends. Do you happen to be one of those folks who dread the Mercury retrograde cycles when they hit us 3 to 4 times a year? Or perhaps you're one of those that heard of Mercury retrograde, but you have no idea really what Mercury retrograde's all about. Like everything in the universe, there's a positive and a negative, a yin and yang effect of the Mercury retrograde. There are important do's and don'ts of the Mercury retrograde, which I'm going to cover for you today in this video. I thank you for joining me. My name is Joseph Tittel. I welcome you with infinite love and gratitude. I thank you for watching. I thank you for the like and all my supporters who make this free content possible. If you want accurate predictions, prophecy, and truth, and information like we're providing today, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. So let's move on with the Mercury retrograde process. The Mercury retrograde happens to be a term that has gained so much popularity over the years, referring to this period that we're in currently here on April 24th, 2023, the period when the planet Mercury appears to move backwards in a backward motion in the sky. This phenomena occurs 3 to 4 times a year and lasts approximately 3 weeks when we're in the direct each time. The entire cycle itself actually lasts with the pre-shadow and the post-shadow of the retrograde, approximately 7 to 8 weeks long. In astrology, Mercury is associated with communication, technology, and travel as well. So during a retrograde period, these areas of our lives may experience some challenges, miscommunications, which is a big one, or disruptions, many disruptions. However, it is very essential to note that not everything that goes wrong during a Mercury retrograde is due to Mercury's influence. Really important. But I like to say, when in doubt, blame Mercury retrograde. But not always is Mercury retrograde to be blamed. And not all Mercury retrogrades are created equally either. They're not created equally at all. Each one, some are more intense than others. This current Mercury retrograde cycle started here on April 21st, 2023, in the sign of Taurus. Now, if you follow Vedic astrology, then it would be in the sign of Aries. And this is going to last until May 13th, the direct, when Mercury goes station. And we enter into the post-shadow cycle, which lasts another 2 to 3 weeks. This retrograde is going to highlight issues that are related to money, possessions, and securities as well. So it's an excellent time to actually sit back, reevaluate your finances, review your budget, and renegotiate contracts and agreements. However, it's very crucial that you be very careful with your spending during this period and avoid buying and purchasing significant things or significant investments or significant purchases as well. Try to avoid that as much as you can during the retrograde direct cycle. Between now and again May 13th. Here's some of the do's and don'ts that you need to keep in mind during a Mercury retrograde. Let's start with the do's. Review and revise. Really important that during a Mercury retrograde, it is a great time to revisit your past projects, things that you started, ideas, plans that you didn't get finished. It's an excellent time to review your work, revise your strategies, and make necessary changes as we're going through this retrograde cycle. Double check everything, absolutely everything, especially when it comes to communication and technology, because that's going to be affected during this time, which leads to, of course, miscommunications, technical glitches, delays, and even technical outages completely. It's essential to double check absolutely everything that you send out, including text messages, everything you receive, and anything, especially that you're forced to sign during this period, and to avoid any misunderstandings that could come out of this. Reflect and introspect is really important as well. This is an ideal time for introspection, meditation, and reflection. Take some time to disconnect from the external world and get outside and connect with nature. Listen to your inner voice, your intuition. Gain some clarity when it comes to your goals, your aspirations, and things like that. This can be a great time that heightens our intuitive abilities, heightens our ability to connect with spirit. As long as we disconnect and unplug from the outside influences that send us into frantic states. Really, really important. This is a great time to tie up any loose ends that there are, complete unfinished tasks, or to clear your to-do list. If you got a to-do list, folks, the do's of Mercury retrograde is to knock out that to-do list. Let's talk about the don'ts of Mercury retrograde as well, because this is really important. And one of the big keys to Mercury retrograde is do not sign papers or contracts or make any kind of huge significant purchases. Don't buy a house, don't buy a car, if you can avoid it, and make it delay. It's only, again, that direct energy, not the whole 7 to 8 week cycle, but that 3 week cycle of the direct in which we're in right now. Avoid signing contracts, make significant purchases again, or starting any kind of new adventures or ventures, like a new business or something like that during Mercury retrograde. Not a good idea, friends. Not a good idea at all. It's best to wait until Mercury stations direct, which again is May 13th, to make any major decisions. Rush into decisions is a bad thing with Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde is a time of reflection and review, and definitely not a time to rush into things. So folks, please avoid rushing into decisions without considering first all the facts and possible outcomes of your response, to your decision. Blame everything on Mercury, as I said, but really don't blame everything on Mercury. Not everything that goes wrong during a Mercury retrograde is necessarily a Mercury retrograde influence. Not always. So it's essential to take some responsibility, of course, for our own actions and not to always blame everything on the external factors. We have to take this time to look internally. This is a powerful time of healing with the solar eclipse that we just had as well, backing us up to the next eclipse on the full moon on May 5th. Travel without a backup plan. That's another don't do when it comes to Mercury retrograde. Have a backup plan, because travel plans are going to be disrupted, or may be disrupted, let's say that, during Mercury retrograde. It's essential to have some type of a backup plan and to be flexible with your itinerary. Wherever you're going, expect there to be cancellations, delays, and so forth. As long as you expect it, if it happens, it won't be so bad. You won't be so freaking out and frantic. If you expect it and just go out knowing that I'm probably going to get stuck in traffic, that's okay. And if I don't, better yet. And when you don't, better yet, thank the universe for that blessing and miracle. And remember, too, the more we thank the universe for our blessings and miracles, the more blessings and miracles that we've received. So in conclusion, Mercury retrograde is a time of introspection, reflection, and review. It is an excellent time for us to revisit past projects, complete unfinished tasks, and gain clarity on your goals and your aspirations. However, it is crucial to be aware with everything and be careful, aware and careful when it comes to communication, technology, and travel during this period, and avoid making significant decisions or purchases. By following these do's and don'ts, you can navigate this retrograde period with ease and joy, friends, and make this the most transformative energy and period of the year for you so far. Make it happen, make it powerful. So despite all the challenges that may come with the Mercury retrograde, it's also important for us to remember that we are all capable, and you are capable of overcoming these obstacles and challenges. This is a time for us to slow down, to reflect, and to reassess your goals and your priorities. Remember that setbacks and obstacles are not failures, so don't put so much pressure and be so hard on yourself. I find that a lot, and very too often with my clients, where they're so hard on themselves and so critical of themselves. So remember, setbacks and obstacles are not failures. So don't be so hard on yourself. They are actually opportunities for growth and learning. So remember that. Use this time to reevaluate your plans. I can talk today. Take time to reevaluate your plans and make adjustments where it is necessary. Trust in your ability to navigate through any challenges that may arise during this time. Really important. And remember that you have the power to create the life that you want. Remember that. Your destiny is in your own hands. Even in the face of adversity. Stay positive, stay focused, and stay true to yourself, friends. With patience and determination, You can achieve anything you set your mind to during this Mercury retrograde cycle and during any cycle in life, of course. So there's no need to completely dread the Mercury retrograde cycle. But each cycle of the retrograde goes into retrograde with a specific sign. So again, in Western astrology, it's in the sign of Taurus, and in Vedic astrology, it's in Aries. So those signs are going to be affected, especially Taurus, but even more so anybody out there that's a Virgo or a Gemini, whether it's your sun sign or your moon sign. Gemini and Virgo rule over or are ruled by the planet Mercury. So every time there's a Mercury retrograde, those effects have a higher vibration when it comes to Virgo and Gemini suns and moons. And then whatever sign the retrograde happens to be retrograding with, which again is Taurus, and in Vedic, it's in Aries. So we will go into the next retrograde. We go into these cycles 7 to 8 weeks long with the pre-shadow and post-shadow of the retrograde. And then we're out of it for about 7 to 8 weeks. That's why, people say often, I feel like we're always in retrograde. Well, we are 6 months out of the year if we count the whole entire cycle, including the pre-shadow and the post-shadow, which a lot of people don't take notice to that. A lot of people, when I say retrograde is starting, I get emails and comments that say, no, it don't start until this date. No, it starts with the pre-shadow, technically, all the way out to the post-shadow. To direct that is the most effective, of course, but the whole entire 7-week cycle is powerful. Not only that, when we hit the full moon, which is going to be on May 5th, during Mercury retrograde, that brings us to a point of an energy shift. The energy shift is basically a tsunami wave of energy that flows across the planet that is there to help awaken humanity and help people to arise. It brings out truth. It brings out major events on the planet like earthquakes and storms and so forth. And I will talk more in depth with predictions related to this, especially with my May predictions. So again, if you want accurate predictions, prophecy, and truth, and you found your tribe, don't forget to smash that subscribe. Thank you for giving me a like. That helps me, the channel, and it helps the algorithms to make sure this stuff shows up on your feed. Remember, lastly, to join me every Tuesday, because Tuesdays is Tittle Tea Time Predictions Updates. We cover all the top stories that relate to predictions and prophecy, along with new predictions every Tuesday. And again, on May 1st and the 1st of every month, you will find my monthly predictions. So I will see you all on Tuesday. Remember to be kind, be true, be bold, be you. And be kind to others as you wish others be kind to you, because we all know that mean people suck. Until the next time, much love. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste. Spiritman JT, signing off.